Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name's Dr. Ghost and today we're going to be taking a look at my top 5 most favorite destroyers in World of Warships Legends. So yeah, I don't know about you guys, but there are quite a few good little destroyers out there. A lot of good options. Now, keep in mind that this list is not going to be ranked on any specific tiers. This could range from tier 4 ships all the way up to tier legendary ships. Unfortunately, for some of you though, there's going to be no legendary or tier 8 ships on this list. I don't care or play much legendary or tier 8 ships. But then again, I might throw in some honorable mentions at the end. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and start off at the number 5 spot here on the top 5 list of my most favorite destroyers. Number 5, man. If I had to say my 5th most favorite destroyer would be, it would probably have to go to the tier 4 American tech tree destroyer, the Faragate. Oh yes, the Faragate, man. This is my first, I guess, epiphany to gunboats. You know, all of these ships pretty much on this list is going to be mainly gunboats, so keep that in mind. But man, the Faragate, absolutely fell in love with this ship. This is the ship that really started me in gunboating, and mainly in American gunboats. Faragate's amazing. Okay, notice my XP2 in the top left. I've got 1.7 million elite XP in this ship. It's pretty sad, I know, but no, seriously. Yeah, I absolutely love this thing, and the reason being is the firepower. You've got 5 127mm 5-inch guns. They're rapid-firing guns as well. You got 2 in the front here, 2 turrets right there. You got 1 in the middle, and you got 2 in the back, okay? You got 5 guns, a 5-gun broadside. These guns reload every 3 seconds, and, well, they also have pretty decent range. This thing is a little demon gunboat at tier 4. Do not mess with a Faragate. If I see kamikazes out there, I hunt them down. If I see anybody trying to go out there and, you know, cause problems for my battleships in terms of torpedoes, well, meet the Faragate. Now, what's funny is the Faragate can even deal with some tier 5 DDs. The guns are just that fun, okay? But yeah, that's about it. Just the guns, man. The firepower of this ship and the HP, the maneuverability, the speed, all around, this ship is a solid gunboat destroyer. Perfect for hunting down other destroyers, especially those pesky torpedo boats like Fubukis and Matsukis and Kamikazes and all those ships, or any torpedo boats for that matter. It doesn't matter what. T-22s, French destroyers like Jaguars. Then again, you do have to worry a little bit about Jaguars because Jaguars have a lot of health, but, you know, it doesn't matter. This thing's a freaking beast, okay? So Faragate, taking my top 5 pick here, and the number 5 on the list. It's just so much fun. And, yeah, absolutely love it. Now, moving on to my number 4 pick on the list. My number 4 pick in my top 5 list of my favorite destroyers. This is a hard one. I'm trying to think in my head. What are my favorite destroyers? Faragate, 5th. If I had to say my number 4 pick would probably have to go to... I'm trying to think this one through here. Because there's a lot of good destroyers, aren't there? I don't want to put Americans just in my spots either. I love American destroyers, but I have to also give one to another place as well here. But if I had to say, my number 4 pick here on the list would have to go to HMS Lightning. I've been playing a bit of Lightning lately. I'm not very good in it yet, but Lightning, man, all around. All around, Lightning is super solid. It's got good guns. Good consumables here. You can basically have never-ending smoke screens. You got 8 of them. And when you run Smogathon, you can keep popping your smoke screens like it's no tomorrow. It's hilarious. Not to mention, you've got some pretty good guns. I think we already just said that, but I want to go into it a little bit more on the specs here. The guns are pretty good. They are 5-inch, 4.9-inch guns to be exact. 120mm guns. These guns don't reload as quick as the Americans do, but they do hit pretty nicely. Actually, not really. These guns do a lot less damage, 1700 base. But they do have an increased fire chance, 9%, so there's that. And yeah, overall, the guns are pretty solid. They're not horrible by any means, but then again, I'm not built into guns. I build my Lightning for torpedoes, because the torpedoes on the Lightning are phenomenal. You've got 8 torpedoes, that shoot out to 11.6 kilometers on my build with a minute reload, just about. A minute and 7 seconds to be precise, so 67 seconds there on the reload. And the torpedoes are decently quick too, 66 knots. They're not fast by any means, but they're not horrible either. They're just pretty average. And overall, that's the Lightning for you. It's just average and everything. It's got average HP, it's got pretty good guns, pretty good torpedoes, it's got very average AA. Sub-average, to be honest with you. The maneuverability, pretty average, and the concealment, pretty average. All around, Lightning is super solid. If you like playing destroyers for torpedoes and guns, the British destroyers are great. And also, did I forget to mention the Lightning has sonar? That's right, the Lightning has sonar. 3.5 kilometer detection of ships and 2.5 kilometer detection of torpedoes. Very, very helpful. So all around, the Lightning is like a jack of all trades. It can torp, it can gun, and can do a lot of things. Pop lots of smoke screens and pop sonars as well, which is really nice. So yeah, Lightning easily taking my number 4 spot on my top 5 list here of destroyers. And now moving on to the top 3. So my number 3 pick, I can already say my number 3, my number 3rd most favorite destroyer in World of Warships Legends has to go to none other than, I have to go all the way over to the Pan-European line, but it has to go to none other than the Tier 7 Premium Pan-European Destroyer, the Freezeland. This thing is just, mwah, absolutely love it. This is one of the best gunboats at Tier 7. The guns are absolutely phenomenal. The Freezeland has no torpedoes. The Freezeland is solely a gunboat. It's got one 120mm dual mount there in the front, and it's got another 120mm dual mount in the back. You got 4 5-inch guns, but they're not just any 5-inch guns. They reload every 1.6 seconds, which I believe is actually I know it's the best reload for any destroyer in the game. Literally, the fire rate sounds like this. Boom, 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 boom. The reload is, it's so good. The gunpowder on the Freezeland is so good. And it's so annoying to deal with as a destroyer, as a battleship, as a crew, anybody. You can gun down everything. It's amazing. Freezeland, man, is so much fun. The only thing you have to worry about, though, is getting pushed in by somebody, because you don't have torpedoes, so you can't really torpedo anything. But that's okay. If you can learn how to disengage and learn when to smoke up and use islands and whatnot and use your concealment wisely, you will have a fun time. The Freezeland, easily one of the best, if not the best gunboats at Tier 7. There's also some other good things about the Freezeland, too, that I haven't even covered yet. Obviously, this thing has some smoke screens, and they're not just any smoke screens. They are sub-American smoke screens. Basically, they're American smokes. Like, a little worse, but they are pretty much American smokes. They last about 2 minutes, and they you can pop them for about 26 seconds, so you can lay them around for about 26 seconds. So, yeah. Smokes are really good. Also, you've got really good sonar as well. Now, it's not like the best sonar by any means, but the sonar is pretty good. 4.4 kilometer detection of ships and 3.1 kilometer detection of torpedoes. Freezeland has some pretty good sonar. And also, have I mentioned the AA? The AA for the Freezeland is one of the best AA for any destroyer in the entire game. Freezeland's AA is ridiculous for a destroyer. 270 average damage per second on the AA there. You've got a shitload, and I mean a shitload of 20 or 40 millimeter Bofors that shoot out to 3.5 kilometers. And you also, your 127 millimeter guns, or your 120 millimeter guns, pardon me, those 120 millimeter main battery guns, as you guys see in the front there, that dual purpose mount there, dual purpose meaning that they can also not just shoot at aircraft, but they can shoot at ships too. They can be used as AA. That's right. So those 120 millimeter 4.9 inch guns are AA guns too. Those shoot out to 5.2 kilometers with a 122 average damage per second. They are phenomenal. AA, stupid good on the Freezeland. The AA is stupid good. Also forgot to mention the maneuverability. And it's pretty slow for a DD, but it turns just fine like any other DD. And of course, the concealment, pretty average for a gunboat. Nothing too spectacular there. So all around, the Freezeland is a super fun destroyer. Absolutely love this thing. I take it out all the time to this day. I wouldn't say all the time, but I do take it out. and I love it. I absolutely love it. One of the best gunboats in the entire game, and it's just super fun. So yeah, Freezeland takes my number 3 spot on the top 5 list here of destroyers. And now we're moving into the top 2. The top 2 on my top 5 list here. I think the number 2 spot has to go to none other than the Tier 6 American. The Tier 6 American Premium Destroyer, the Kid. Absolutely love the Kid. I've got 1.4 million Elite XP in this ship. I cannot get enough of this ship. Absolutely love it. This thing is a Fletcher class destroyer. Fletcher, if you guys don't know, is a Tier 7 American destroyer. There's the Black, which is also a Fletcher, and there's also the Fletcher herself, which is Tier 7. Both these ships here are Tier 7s, but the Kid is a Fletcher at Tier 6. Oh, and it gets better, because the Kid is also a stupid gunboat. Stupid gunboat for Tier 6 standards. One of the best gunboats at Tier 6. 2.8 second reload, and you've got, of course, those classic 127mm 5-inch guns, and those guns are also dual purpose. Also, did I mention in my number 5 spot the Faragate? The Faragate's guns are also dual purpose, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, American destroyers are a force to be reckoned with in terms of AA. But yeah, Kid is awesome. Absolutely phenomenal gunboat. Absolutely love it. You got 2 5-inch gun mounts in the front. You got 1 in the back here, and you got 2 more in the very back in the stern there. Lots of firepower here on the USS Kid. And also, if you take a look at the specs here, I got pretty good hit points, really solid firepower. We've already covered that. But this thing also does have torpedoes. But the torpedoes, you should not be worrying about the torpedoes in the Kid. The torpedoes are really bad. You only get 1 rack of torpedoes, and they only shoot out to like 6 kilometers. So yeah, pretend like you don't even have torpedoes. But you can technically stealth torpedo with it if you get really close to people, but I usually don't end up doing that. I just gun people down from range. It's hilarious. If there's a battleship, you just gun them down. If there's a cruiser, you just gun them down. And if there's a destroyer, well, I think you guys can see where I'm going with this. You just gun them down. Like, the Kid is a full-on gunboat. It's phenomenal. The name may be funny, the Kid, but let me tell you, it's a kid with 2 Ds, okay? This thing's fucking fantastic. There's no other way of putting it. The USS Kid, absolutely love this thing. Phenomenal gunboat. It's a force to be reckoned with at Tier 6. Most destroyers need to fear this thing. The name may be funny, but, well, it's definitely not a very funny ship. This thing is very serious in terms of firepower, okay? And finally, for the AA. The AA is very good as well. One of the best AA ships at Tier 6 in terms of destroyers. Really good AA. You got a lot of 20mm Oerlikons. You got a bunch of 40mm Bofors, both the Mark 1 and the Mark 2 variants. And, of course, your 127mm 5-inch guns also count as anti-aircraft as well because they are dual-purposed. So you can use them both as AA and as main guns to shoot at ships. He also got pretty good maneuverability and pretty good speed and concealment. So, yeah, all around, Kid is a super, super fun and solid destroyer. Absolutely love it. Gunboat for days, baby. Absolutely love it. And now, this is where stuff gets spicy. My number 1 pick. My number 1 pick for a destroyer. It's hard to choose, but I think in the end, I've pretty much come to the conclusion that my current favorite destroyer at the moment, it used to be the USS Fletcher, man. Fletcher used to be my most favorite destroyer in the game, and I still absolutely love playing it. But man, oh man, the Black now is my most favorite destroyer in the game. I love it. I absolutely love the Black. It is so good. It was a campaign ship quite a while back, about a year ago, and, well, yeah, it's just amazing. It's a Fletcher-class destroyer. It's got great guns. It's got good torpedoes, good maneuverability, good speed, and it's one of the only destroyers to have access to radar. Yeah, this thing gets radar on a destroyer. Pretty fun. And, well, if we take a look at the specs here, just to get in depth here, pretty good hit points, 21,000. The artillery, pretty damn spicy. You got, of course, like on the Kid, it's a Fletcher-class destroyer. You've got 5-inch guns that shoot out to, well, my build, 11.6. You got good reload, solid damage on the guns. Taking a look at the torpedoes, they are very, very slow torpedoes. They only go 43 knots. However, However, these torpedoes shoot out to 13.7 kilometers with a 21,000 maximum damage. These things are sea mines, okay? They are sea mines. They're super slow. That's why we call them sea mines here. But yeah, it's fun, man. AA also pretty solid. Not the best, but it is pretty good. You can shoot down some planes. The maneuverability and speed and concealment all around really solid. I absolutely love this ship. Black now has just taken my number one spot on my top 5 list of destroyers. It used to be the Fletcher. I still love playing the Fletcher, but Black is just a premium, not to mention, so it makes a lot more credits than the Fletcher. It has also better torpedoes in some regards, less speed on the torpedoes, but what you make up for it in terms of less speed is you make up for it in damage and range. So, yeah, this thing's awesome. And also, the radars. You have radars on this ship. 7.5 kilometer detection of ships with a 19-second duration on the radars. It's not the best radar, but it still has a radar nonetheless. I can't count how many times having those radars has helped me in destroyer fights. It's really nice. You can pop your smoke screen and be able to pop around 5 or 6 salvos off with your high explosive shells within that radar cycle. So all around, man, Black is super solid. There's not many weaknesses with this ship. One thing I guess it is a little weak for is the speed here. The speed is a little bit slower for a destroyer, 33.9 knots. That is on the slower side for destroyers, but overall, I think you just make up for it in gunpowder and everything. You're not going to be moving as much in these higher tier games. You're going to be smoking up for 2 minutes and just popping everything with your 5-inch guns. So yeah, overall, absolutely love it. And also, look at the hull number. DD, this was DD 666. Yeah, well, what a coincidence. This ship is the devil, let me tell you. But no, I absolutely love it. And of course, since it's black, I had to put a black camo on it, the shadow camo. It looks so good. Would you guys rather me keep the black camo on or put the freaking Type 9 camouflage? It just doesn't go well with the ship. I have to put on the black camo because, well, it's the black. You have to put black on black, baby. It looks fantastic. So, anyways, nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is my top 5 list. Faragate takes the number 5 spot, and the number 4 spot goes to the Freezeland. Number 3 spot went to the, oh no, I actually got that all mixed up. Faragate was number 5, the Lightning was number 4, the Freezeland was number 3, the Kid was number 2, and the Black takes my number 1 spot. I absolutely love this thing. I take it out all the time now into competitive games too. The Black is actually really fun to play in this brawl mode here. That's why also I've been running Mortar. I actually need to take that off now. But yeah, I gotta put my build back the way it was. But overall, absolutely love gunboats, if you guys can't tell. Gunboats are my bread and butter for destroyers, okay? So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you all did enjoy today's video. If you guys did, be sure to go down there and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. It does help out the channel. It's greatly appreciated. And yeah, maybe tomorrow we might do a top 5 list of my favorite cruisers. And then maybe my battleships. And then maybe my carriers. So I don't know. We got some fun stuff planned. So anyway, have a fantastic rest of your weeks. And I will catch you all on the next one. Peace out. Stay healthy. As always.